one accord. Yes, we are together in one accord now. Yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. My name is Vigilance, also known as Madam Speaker, also known as the CEO of Self Love. If you're joining in for the first time, welcome to the family of healing, self love, and motivation. And if you are returning, thank you so much for the continuous love and support that you are showing me. Yo, guys, I thought by now, after having spoken about this whole thing, this child by the name of CweCwe, I thought by now maybe I don't know what I was expecting. I honestly don't know what I was expecting, but whatever it is not working. It's just going the opposite direction. I have a girl child who's the same age as CweCwe. She's turning 7. I think next month, May. We're almost at April, May. Yeah. And that child of mine is so brilliant. Like when I look at that child and how smart she is and how outspoken she is and how she's just so brilliant, in so many ways. And when I look at her and think to myself, this is her true character, this is who she is, and I try my level best, the father tries his level best, the helper tries her level best, like literally everybody around us, we try our level best, to protect all our children. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't know what I would do if what happened to CweCwe would happen to that child. Like, I have no idea. I feel like I would die. So I can imagine what the mother is going through, And the fact that the mother herself is a victim of AS. And now the child also is a victim. So it's like a double-edged sword just piercing through your heart. Guys, this is a lot. And the reason why I'm saying what I thought maybe by now, after we've spoken about it, after we're busy with the petition and all these things, maybe it will make things better because we are closer to justice than we were before. But today I'm away, from my kids. And I've been very fussy, ever since this whole story started. I'm not a fussy mother. My kids are not clingy. We have a beautiful relationship. We've got our very good moments where, in fact, our best moments are when we're driving. There's this thing that I do where I post videos when I'm driving. Those are my best moments. And also even when I'm with my kids, our best moments are when we're driving and they're in the back just telling me stuff, Even serious conversations we have when we're driving. But they're not clingy kids, like those kids who just want to be with me all the time. And also another thing is with kids, when they've got phones and they're always on the video games and all that stuff, when you call them a lot, you annoy them, So I do call, like when I'm away, because I'm away a lot of times, I call and they would just want to get to the point. Hi, Mama, I'm fine. I love you. Bye. They don't want to be staying on the phone a lot. But when I had to travel, this time around it was different. When I had to move away from the kids, this time around it was different. Because I felt like my heart was remaining behind. Because, I'm trying to figure out, Ori, how much more precautions can we take as a parent? As parents, how much more precautions can we take to make sure that our kids are safe? Is it even about us making sure that our kids are safe now? We try to take our kids to the best schools, schools where we know that our kids are going to get good education. And everything that we do for them, we're doing it because we want what is best for them. Only to find that you are literally taking your child to a lion stand. And I saw this trend that I actually joined also recently where mothers are posting pictures with their daughters to say, I cannot be quiet because I'm a girl mom. When I look at that innocent child of mine, that I love with all of my heart, my heart just breaks. When I look at that woman, I even ask myself, well, how did she manage to even be on a podcast and speak so boldly, and she's still fighting. So guys, like, I'm so scared. And the scariest thing about what is happening today is there's nothing new under the sun, guys. And I always say that I don't know whether we are ready for this that we have started. This life of podcasting that we have started. I don't know what we need to do to prepare ourselves fully, because I don't know if we're ready for this that we have started. I don't know if the kind of worms that we have been able to open, we can stand for it. Because the life of podcasting is not even about new things. It's things that have been happening, but they've been shoved under the carpet. These things have been happening. And the realization that you are watching somebody who's going through or who's been through the same thing that you've been through. And for people who have never been exposed to such, for them to actually realize that these things are happening, I don't even know, guys, what we need to do to prepare ourselves. Because this is just the beginning. The way I was so gullible, Mina, the way I was so gullible and, I don't know. I think I was speaking to Ndibu yesterday and I said to her, sometimes the fact that we've not been able to experience certain things, we don't think they happen until we hear somebody saying this happened to me. Then we're like, oh, by the way, my normal is not other people's normal. When we look at the stats, the girl children, the women that are being assaulted every single day, and you're thinking to yourself, I've never in my entire life. And that is one of the reasons why we make it so simple for us to trust people, and we become these gullible people that we are. I've never been exposed to sexual assault. I've never had anybody around me being exposed to that. I don't even know what is the first step to do when somebody close to you has that being done to them. I don't have any experience of that, not even in my circle. Unless maybe it happened to someone and they didn't speak about it. But based on what I know, I've never been exposed to that. And because of that mindset, I always feel like my kids are safe. Until I see that actually kids are not safe anyway. And no matter how strategic you can be as a parent, anything can happen to your child at any time. You're at work. We can literally try by all means to make excuses for people and try to find the reason why. We can try to find loopholes wherever we want to find loopholes. But when you look at the story of CweCwe, what are the possible loopholes that you can look at? People are very quick to say when there's a home where it's only a mother and there's no father, it's just the mother and children, you are opening up the door to kids being assaulted because there's no male figure in this house. We're talking about a child who has a mother and a father. When it's not that, we're taking kids to schools in the townships, though the townships are not safe. The townships, they can take your kid and go and assault them in the bathroom. This is a school in town. They have to pay money for everything there. Breathe, it's money. Cough, it's money. Literally, there's money for everything that is being paid there. So where's the loophole there? Like I'm saying that you can literally make all the necessary, put all the necessary precautionary measures in place. But at this point, I feel like there's more that we need to do as a nation besides us just saying that you're going to put precautionary measures in place just for yourself. Guys, I am so scared. I'm so scared. And I can only imagine now people with, I don't even know how to put it, ne? But there's something else. I'll tell you guys about it just now. That every time when you hear a story of something that has happened, when you put yourself in the shoes of those people, you now start even doubting the people around you. Like the story that I was The episode that I had today, we're probably going to air it during the course of the week because I'm going to make it a special episode because it needs that urgent attention. It involves a stepfather. And I'm thinking to myself, if I'm in a relationship with a guy and there's my girl child there, then that means that now I must be jumpy. Now I must be paranoid when I get home. Every time when something is related to, it could be related to your situation, you become jumpy. But at the same time, if these things are not being spoken, then kids can easily be exposed to these things, even women. You know, the story that I was listening to today, it literally broke my heart even more. There's a voice note that I was listening to here, guys. Like, I don't even want to bore you guys. I don't even want to bore you guys, but you're still going to watch the whole video. I'm probably going to post it during the course of the... Like, I'm shocked, guys. Like, I always say that nothing shocks me, but literally, I am just shocked. And the one thing about me that frustrates me more than anything is because I'm always in action. I'm a woman in action. I believe in, okay, I hear this is the problem, but what is the solution? Okay, I hear this is what... But so when I get to a point where I can't even provide the solution, I get so frustrated. Like, what kills me is not being able to help, not being able to come up with a solution, not being able to say this is what can be done. That kills me more than the actual problem itself that we are facing. I don't even know, guys. There's a voice note that I was listening to now, ne? And the lady that her episode is going to air during the course of the... It's going to be a special episode. As soon as it's ready, I'm going to put it out there. The lady has 4 kids. The firstborn child is not the child of the guy in question. You know, the guy is the father of the 3 other kids. And she went through his phone and she went to the deleted items and she found a video of this guy fiddling with her daughter's private parts while the daughter was sleeping. She retrieved that video and confronted the guy and got the guy arrested. This lady has been getting tongue lash left and right. She has to stay in a shelter. The voice note that she received from her sister-in-law telling her you must be regretting what you have done. How dare you? How dare you get my brother arrested? A woman, guys. A woman. How dare you get my brother arrested? You must go and get that case, remove that case, withdraw that case. And in conclusion of the story that I was sharing with this lady was, she said to me, you know, I didn't even know whether I did the wrong thing or not anymore. Because everybody who was supposed to be supporting me, nobody's supporting me anymore. There are women who are being judged. We judge the women on these platforms every day. We judge women for choosing a man over their child when the child has been assaulted by the man. But there's a woman whose child was assaulted by a man and she chose the child. But she had to move to a shelter. That's how bad it is. And it's not men who are questioning her. It's not men who are shaming her. It's not men who are coming for her. It's women. Guys, I don't even know. And the child is like 9 years old. Yo, guys, this is too much. This is too much. It's too much for us to handle. That's why I'm saying that in as much as there's nothing new under the sun, everything that we are facing now, everything that we are seeing now, everything that is being revealed to us now as an awareness and all that stuff, it's nothing new. It's nothing new. People have been assaulted so many times in the past. But the difference between then and now is that now we've got these platforms. But now the thing is, with all this information that we're putting out there, and awareness, we're raising an awareness. Now all of a sudden, every 2 minutes, I'm calling my daughter, are you okay, baby? I'm calling my son, are you okay? I'm having these meetings every now and then, sitting them down and saying, guys, listen, nobody's supposed to touch you. You know, the other day I was so pissed off when I saw a guy, he's a security guard where we stay. He was busy hugging my child. Hey, Chomiak, I'm like, ah. I set that girl down. I'm like, my sister. Because I call her my sister. The only man who must carry you is your father. That's the only man who must carry you like that. In fact, that's the only man that you've known to carry you like that. The next time he tries to touch you, he must say, my mama said no. That's how traumatized we are as a nation. That's how traumatized I am as a person. I don't want anybody touching my daughter. Because of all these things that don't have solutions. Things are happening right in front of you and you can't see. And no matter how much you can try and say, listen, I've been vigilant, I've been trying, I've been, I've covered all my tracks. Predators are out there. We walk with them, we live with them. We don't even know that some of them are predators. And that's the scariest thing. And the fact that with all this information that is out there that we are sharing, we don't know how to take it in. We don't even know what to do with it. Like I'm saying that now, look at me. I'm a mess. I can't even sleep. I'm in this hotel room. I can't even sleep, guys. I don't even know if I will sleep. I want to talk to my daughter every 2 minutes. And I feel like today it's hitting me more than any other day because I'm away from her, And this is so scary, guys. It's so scary. And I was thinking to myself that, how we are so quick to judge public figures when their scandals come out. But to be quite honest, I feel like there are certain people that are doing far worse than what we are seeing out there from public figures. There are people who are doing far worse. And they're not being held accountable for the stuff that they're doing because they're not public figures. Like imagine the school principal, the audacity. Like the audacity for him to even voluntarily give the mother a transfer letter. Because I know for a fact that if this guy was a public figure, he wouldn't dare do that. Because he wouldn't want something that's going to come back to him. The audacity for this guy to refuse a DNA. Like the whole mess, threatening the mother and all these things. That's why I'm saying that people who are in the public eye can be judged a lot for whatever it is that is happening to them. But honestly speaking, what is more shocking than what we are seeing being done by public people is what actually people who are living underground are doing. Because I feel like if this guy was a public figure, or the child, the mother was a public figure, or all that stuff, they're gonna have to think twice before they do that nonsense. But the audacity for the principal to actually even volunteer the child to transfer. You are kicking the child, you're expelling the child from the school because of the assault at the school. Because the image of the school, guys, I always say this thing that the way we are so obsessed as a nation, I say this even when I interact with people, because I interact with people every day. And whenever I meet new people, I'm already tired of, I don't know whether I'm supposed to be tired of it or not, but this is how I feel and I'm not going to change. Okay, maybe I'll change in the future, but now this is how I feel. The remark of, you are so humble. For me, it's not even a compliment when somebody says to me, you are humble. Because somebody else down the road, when you meet them, who's not on TikTok, who's not on YouTube, who's not on Instagram, when you meet someone for the first time, you don't even say you are humble. You just say nice to meet you. Our obsession with this humbleness of people who are in the public space is the reason why we're going to have to fake it. Because the pressure of you having to, I have to be humble. Because the first thing that people look at when they look at me is humbleness. And with all of that, that means that you need to make sure you live right. Even when you do, that's why I'm talking about things like your fake humbleness. Because you have to fake to live a righteous life, because that's what people are looking at. Because one wrong move, you're out. But the actual scary stuff, which is more scarier than what is happening in front of our cameras every day, it's happening in places where there's not even internet. It's happening in places where there's no record. I mean, I don't know how true this is, but I saw some message. I don't know whether that thing is from Twitter or what, where there's someone who wrote that they know the principal. There was once a trip that the principal went to, but at that time he was a teacher in the school that lady was in. She was in matric. And then the kids came back crying, said that the teacher was touching them inappropriately. And according to that person, that teacher is the same guy who's the principal. So imagine if during that time when those kids came back crying, there was noise, the noise that we are making right now about CweCwe. We wouldn't even get to the point yet, CweCwe. That's if this guy is the one. And based on the fact that he's running away from the DNAs. Guys, this is so scary. This is so scary in so many ways. But anyway, I just thought I should come in here because I don't think I've fully expressed myself, about this whole situation. And I only did a video, and that video that I did, it was just so that I can push the hashtag, It was just so that I can push the hashtag. But this one is really just me expressing how I really feel about this whole thing. Like, it's not fair, guys. When I think that when I had my first sexual experience, I was even the laughing stock. I was the laughing stock of my peers because I was the last one to do the deed. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do the deed because you guys have done the deed. The day I'm curious enough and I want to do it, and I'm in love, I'll do it. And I did. To think that somebody now must be traumatized for the rest of their lives because somebody forced... Guys, yo. And I know that this is a trigger to a lot of people. There are a lot of CweCwes out there who are now wives, mothers, who don't even want men near their children. And the more such things happen, it's the more they now want to lock their kids in. I've never had such experience, but right now I really feel like I'm at the point where I really just want to lock. I wanna take my daughter and I wanna put her in here, and I wanna close her in and take her with me everywhere I go. Because I'm only realizing now, and I'm like thinking to myself, maybe it's because I grew up in a village, and the type of village life that I had. I mean, village life is village life. But nobody ever thought or saw it fit or felt like it was okay for them to take anything from me. Hello, my darling.
Hi.
You've been quiet for a while, and the last time you were here, you were angry. When you left, you didn't even say goodbye. You just exited the live.
And now I'm not in it. I'm triggered.
Oh, sis.
Because every post you see, it's just this for CweCwe. I don't know why this mother is not using black magic, because now it's necessary. I don't see the use of... okay, I do see the use of getting that DNA to make sure that it is him. Because definitely, out of all the players that were in this, or are in this case, it's only him who refuses to take a test. It's only him who said the mother must not report the case to the police for the reputation of the school. And when I saw this thing, I haven't posted justice for anything, because I wanted to go and take my daughters and put them inside my breast, the way you're saying. It triggered me to a point that when I was pregnant with my second daughter, I did a sonogram alone in Japan. I left Joburg and went home to visit, and I did a sonogram, and they told me it's a girl. I left my phone, my bag in there. I left. I've never cried so bad to be pregnant forever when I had my daughter, because I did not know how I'm gonna protect my daughter from this kind of people. Like, I'm afraid of everyone, including the father. The father who's never done anything wrong to me or shown any sign. That's how much damaging this experience that they've put this child is. And I really wish for it, they could find him. Like, I'm sorry to say this on the internet, but we need mob justice.
Yeah.
A lot is just going on, and Like, I am turning 32, but there is no repair. I once did a video and I said to stepmothers, don't, like, to mothers, to say, okay, fine, you have to move on and stuff, but please stop parading boyfriends. You can risk that husband that you think it's good, and hope nothing happens to your children, like the stepdad who will be your husband, but parading men around them, because I have experience, and I know even fathers do this, but try to avoid it. Now, if our kids cannot even go to school, for me, I feel like what's happening to CweCwe is a matter of, we need mob justice, and we need that mob justice where when the police come and ask us, we all say we don't know what happened, because this is nonsense.
Sure.
This is not traumatizing. It's beyond traumatizing. We become dysfunctional people. I'm talking about the kind of person she's going to become. You can see a psychologist, you can see a psychiatrist, you can be on medication, you can cope. But I want to tell you things that happen in my bedroom. In a happy day, happiest day that feels like 2018, 3 of March, when that guy was on his knees in a mall for everyone to see that he wants to marry me. Happy day. Having like makeup sex or the best sex. I will have a flashback. Sometimes I will fight him. No psychologist can heal that. So I feel like this soft legal system is not helping us. And unfortunately for me, I know that God is there. And I know you cannot serve two gods. At our home, we are traditional. My sister, the thing that I will do is just that I have other kids. I will put a bullet in that guy's head. I'm very serious. But because I have other kids, I will use African chemical engineering, because these things of Ngabi and what can get me in jail. But African chemical engineering, it does not have a case number. All of us will go and answer to God on the last day, if in the last day we answer to God, because this is a lifetime. This has changed everything. Do you understand? When I was in grade 10 and grade 11, my friends were like, my first time was like this. And I was shocked, because I don't know what's a first time. And I want to tell you that that child did not know what was happening to her. Lena, I was 7 or 8. God forbid. You don't know what's happening to you, because you don't know left to right. You don't know what is. You think, oh, okay, maybe this is normal. This happens, So I when people post justice for do whatever, the petition, I managed to sign the petition, but I can't, because I can't post this justice. I feel like it's not enough. Why are we not all taking a bus? Limpopo, Joburg, all the 8 provinces, let's all go to Eastern Cape and do something. Because I want to tell you that this child, you can go one day and meet. People who drink a lot. I almost became somebody who drinks a lot. I used to, when I was in Stayloop, I worked in Stayloop, somewhere like on your way to Lepali. When I buy grocery, there will be alcohol, because I could not sleep. I remember when I met this man and I told him, I think after 4 weeks, I told him, I'm not good enough. And I meant it. That's the world that I thought, that's the way the world has folded me. I told him, I'm not good enough. I am beyond repair. I am fucked up. You deserve better. You deserve a sane person. I'm not okay. I'm not an okay person. I think I'm cursed. Because the worst thing about this is it happens to you at a young age, and it happened to me, and it kept happening until I was 22 in different occasions. There's no, you're not gonna sit down and be like, am I cursed? So people like this Forum nonsense, these are the things that deserve mob justice. For now, I feel like we can all take buses. All of us. I get that men want women. Women, we don't need men.
Yeah.
Basadi is strong. I wish there was a day they can suspend the law. We all take a bus. All of us, 8 provinces, we go to Eastern Cape, we fetch this man. I get right now, he must sleep with all of us and leave children alone. Because when you dig deeper in this guy, me now what I did was like, oh, okay, justice for people. Okay, that's a good drive. Okay, who's this man? You find so many things. In his teaching career, he was touching children inappropriately. How? I don't care whether you're black, white, or blue, I will burn you to hell. Me, Name, if anything should happen to my kids that I gave birth to, I am telling you, if I have to take a snake for somebody to die, I'm going to do it. Because I know that I used to say, and I always say, it is so much better to be murdered, to be unalived after that process, because that one is a scar for life. You are, we can, even each and every person who's been through this, they can come and tell you, we are fine, we are coping, but the psychiatrist didn't give me anything for flashback. So I feel like it's not enough.
Yeah.
Let's do something, not swim much naked. What is it that we're supposed to do? Because at the end, this person is going to jail. You and me, we are waking up to go to work for this person to get tax money to eat. This person, in this case, according to the law and the merits of the case, he's raped a minor, he has sexually abused a minor, he deserves life sentence. But what is life sentence in South Africa? After that, what? These people must just die. People who kill people, people who rape people, that is a lifetime scar that people need to just die. I really hope they nab this guy, and I wish and I pray. If the family does not believe in Africa, one magic, they don't believe in chemical engineering, please God, raise the standard. There's a verse in the Bible that says that, like a flood, God will raise the standard. Like when it says that the enemy comes and people don't maybe read it nicely, the only thing the enemy does is to come. The person who raises the standard is God. And I wish that he raises the standard so bad for this man that he must be so abused before his slow death. Because this cannot be it. How many times are we going to say this? Everybody's got a type, Madam Speaker. Everybody, even a hobo, you see hobos holding hands in Joburg. What is the problem? This thing, I'm not feeling good, I'm low. You know that, but I'm just like, this is not a discussion. Where is mob justice? You know, the time that Madam Speaker were growing, the 1980s, mob justice was very sweet. My 90s, right now, we are so soft, we are on the phone, we're not doing anything.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, this is heavy.
Now we are so soft. We are on the...
Hi, Sissy. Okay.
What happened to the speaker? That's all that I'm saying. I wish I understand that the law says that, and I understand the law very correctly. But we should not take the law into our own hands.
Yeah.
To be honest, if we can tell the truth, this soft legal system at this point, we need mob justice.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we are no longer having to be honest, mob justice, my 80s, they were dealing with people.
You know,
Sabu, you steal, they deal with them.
You know, my love, Sagui, the thing that still breaks my heart is, even if we have mob justice, do you get healed when, as a person who has this scars, even when there's mob justice, you know?
No.
Because for me, I feel like, why can't we do something that stops? Like, I don't know how we can do it. Guys, I don't know how we can educate people enough to say, listen, it's wrong. Violating a child or violating anyone, it's wrong. Maybe make people understand, this is what you are doing to me when you violate me. Are you intentionally trying to instill this in me? Are you intentionally trying to scar me for life? or when you are just thinking about what you want now and you can take from me because I'm not strong enough to protect myself.
Madam Speaker.
Yes, my love.
One thing that I will let you know. Wapula, you remember you said you'll get back to me. Someone did that to me, an old person, and I even got a miscarriage. Even today, Maponisa has waiting next. After seeing the video, justice, I did it. For that child to get justice, even myself and others, we will get justice. I blame him, Namaponisa. I don't want to lie. Madam Speaker, I wish because every time I cry, I sleep crying every day, remembering that day, voice doing what he was doing to me. And then Maponisa ba khutla njwetsa hore case ya hao ena le di loopholes. Loopholes, what are the loopholes, madam? What are the loopholes? Maponisa Shakville, I'm faithful. Seeing that man roaming around the street, but thinking happy for something that I didn't do, and then someone does this to me, and then honey, but he doesn't refuse. He did that, but what do I say? Will he bring back that child? At my age, 37 years, it was my first child.
Sure.
But the next, Madam Speaker, but the pain that he did, madam, you cannot live with that.
Yeah.
So the way I saying anything, I'm explaining, Lord, this is what happened to you. It's gonna break that child. Even a 50-year-old it will do the very same thing. The pain doesn't go away. Even if they do that, justice will never fulfill my heart. It's like another part from you. I was supposed to be happy, Madam Speaker, scheme broadcast, but I'm not. It's like maybe I'm calling them again. I was even thinking, it means life it's following me. I'm trying to change from that life, and then this happened.
Sure. It's a trigger.
Even if you don't. If I say no, it's no.
Yeah. Sure.
It's painful. I can't sleep. And to tell you, I'm alone. Not even my family members, Bamo, to be with me. No one.
Yeah. Sure.
It's painful. It's very painful. But I don't want to lie to you. They should have taken first step. At least bankisa ko spetlele wa nkwa di sample tse wa nkwa di but ha qeta ke ha ba rona my case in a little loopholes ka motho a dumelang go yentse ntho ona ba tla utlwa mnate ka nna Maponisa Shakville nna I'm faithful. I don't want to lie. You don't do such. How
yeah.
It's you want to find a place where you want to heal. Even if you go to that church, you'll find healing. It will never heal me. What happened to me? Because I don't trust Maponisa. But let me do something. Madam Speaker, I'll be arrested within a blink of an eye.
No, Kele, don't do anything to get you. Really, if you believe in one magic,
It's allowed. Madam Speaker said a point to say we need to educate. We are not educating anyone anything. Me now, I'm saying, this guy, can he not touch any other girls? Can we make sure that he's gone from? And it will not heal anything. It's a scar for life. But minus one child. And yes, Kelly understands me when I say people turn into prostitutes. I will never judge a prostitute because I don't know their story. There are people who are prostitutes, people who would have been, who are even highly educated, they turn into drug addicts, alcoholics, they turn into prostitutes. This thing, when it happens to you, now I used to go to church. When I was at church, I only saw perfect people. I did not feel perfect. The only thing I saw, even having friends, I saw perfect people. People who have had a normal life, people who are not mentally challenged. I saw perfect people. You feel like you don't fit in. You can ask Gail. You feel naked.
Yo, Matsepo, my darling.
Hello, madam. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you, my love?
Oh, ladies, I hope you are well even in this situation.
Under the circumstances.
Yeah, this thing, it takes me back because mine happened twice. I was 7, and then the one for the 7 years old, I'm only getting flashbacks. And then when I'm getting flashbacks, I will see the guy. I will hear the voices. I even hear when we were at the police station, like, no, they didn't break the bone. Those things they will play. At the moment, I'm 38. So you can imagine.
Sure.
I still get those voices. No, he didn't break the bone. She's still okay. The moment where we were at the hospital, I still see those flashbacks where we were at the hospital. You can imagine I was 7. When I was 10, that one, it was a guy from our yard. They were renting in our yard. And then when I was 10, it was a family member who did it.
Sure.
And then this one of the flashbacks, I was asking my mom when I was 25. I was asking her, saying to her, you know what? I'm having these voices in my head. I'm having these flashbacks, but what really happened? Do you know what she said, madam? She said, my baby, there's nothing that I can do because we went to the police. I said, she said to me, we went to the police, but they don't have enough evidence, but there's nothing that we can do about the matter. And I tried my best. She felt as if I was blaming her, and I was not blaming her. I was telling her, you know what, I'm experiencing this, I'm going through this. And then the one of her family member, this one, I never told anyone about it because I felt like no one is going to believe me. And now this guy, he's asking for us he wants us to have a relationship. He's forcing me to be close to him because he's a family member, knowing very well what he did to me. And there's no one who knows. Even my mother, she passed away. She doesn't know about that incident. I go through that experience alone because I don't have the guts, or I don't have anyone that I can say I trust enough to tell them about that incident. So I feel sorry for this child. I can't even listen to the story. I try to listen to it, but I can't because it takes me back. I am married, but sometimes I will just shut down. I will be sad, going through those emotions trying to figure out why me.
Sure.
I went for therapy, but it doesn't help. Nothing will help you. And people will never understand what you are going through. You know, madam, I don't have friends. I'm alone because I'm always sad because of the things that I went through.
Sure.
I really feel the pain for this child. She will never heal. She will never find healing.
Sure. My sister. Sure.
Even today, I'm asking myself, which bone did this guy broke in my body, in my part? I don't know.
Yo, Matabo, you are triggering me because at the clinic they said he didn't put it all. Jesus Christ. That's what they said about me.
Sure.
Oh, God.
I'm so sorry, ladies. Sure.
Oh, sorry, ladies, I can't. Can
No,
I
it's
pause?
okay. It's okay, sis. It's okay. You can pause. Yo. This is a lot. This is a lot. It's too much.
Hi, ladies. Hi, madam.
Hi, my darling.
How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Yeah, it's a hard one, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really going to, I don't want to base it so much on myself, but I just want to say that I do fully understand, what is going on and exactly what they're going through.
Yeah.
And for me, with the whole CweCwe situation, I ignored it to the gods. I think for the past 2 days, I did not want to come across any video that I did not want to hear the story. I didn't want to know what's happening because I knew that it was going to hit home, you know, and not only as a victim, but also as a mother, and for me right now, the reason why I didn't want to go through it is because I'm dealing with other things. And if there's one thing I buried, it's this, 36 years down the line, it never gets easy. In one of my videos, I did try to talk about it, but it's one of the hardest things I've ever had to open up about. And I know how uncomfortable it is, to open up about something like this, because the crazy thing about being a victim, a sexual assault victim, is that somehow you feel responsible for it. Because I don't know if it's the society that we come from, where we are raised to believe that somehow clothes are a consent to say, oh, you are wearing this, or you were dressed inappropriately, therefore it kind of gave men a consent to feel they have the right over your body and whatnot, I'm not going to make this about me. One day I'll come back, but I just want to say that not even time heals.
Sure, sis.
It gets better with time. And days are not the same. Some days you will feel like you've healed, and some days you feel like it literally just happened. Because what happens is, this is not something you ever run away from. Yeah. We are in relationships now. We are adults. We old. The trigger happens every single day. You come on social media, you are triggered. Yeah. You are in your household with your partner, you are triggered. So when do you ever get a chance to heal?
Yeah.
We deal with so many things, and unfortunately with trauma, everything triggers you. It might, every little thing, it might be a different issue, but it's gonna take you back to that one thing that broke you. And when I tried to speak about this, I wanted to talk about my life and everything that happened, in my life. And it's crazy how 36 years down the line,
it's so scary for you to open up about certain things because we have to protect certain family members, or we are scared to put our parents in shame.
Yeah.
You know, there are certain things that happen in our lives where it's easy to say, oh, this happened to me. And then some days you're like, oh my gosh, especially for talking about myself.
Yeah.
The craziest thing was always saying, I don't want to put my mom to shame. Oh my child, I don't want to put them to shame. You know, I don't want to embarrass them. You know, I remember I'm gonna tell you, this is 2025, 2024, 2023. My daughter is 11 now. She just turned 11 2 weeks ago. My mom said the transport left my daughter at school. That was the scariest thing that has ever, you know, for me. Like, I've been through everything you can think of in life, but that kind of triggered me. And the reality, once you as a parent, you're a rape victim, there's 90%, it's almost like a generational curse. There's 99% chances that it's going to happen to your child. That is the unfortunate thing about this whole thing, that when it happens, you're like, oh God, I have just now built a curse. So now even raising, when you're raising your kids, I did say, I think there's one interview I did, and I said, I feel like I have just given birth to victims. Because I reflect and I sit and I'm like, I'm just everything that my mom was, and even more, in everything that she went through. So if I'm that, it means whoever and whatever that I give birth to is a product of the same exact thing.
Sure.
And how do you even begin to fight generational curses when they are rooted in the families and they were never fought?
Yeah.
So it becomes a chain. It becomes a chain. It becomes your mother. Her mom had a story, and then it becomes you. And now you living in fear because now you're raising a girl child. What's going to happen to my daughter?
Sure.
How do I protect her? And somehow for me, you know, with all those things that happened to me, they kind of played a role in the person that I am today. Which is, I fight even when I don't have to fight. My defense and my guard is always on, you know, because I'm like, God, I don't have anyone to protect me. I don't have siblings. I don't even have a brother. I don't have a sister. I have me to protect me. And so I have me to protect my kids. But who do we protect these kids from?
Yeah.
Because it's not even people from afar.
No.
It's not even people. Who do we? You cannot even protect them enough because you have your brother, you have your father.
You're not protecting them from strangers.
Your family. You know, you can never protect them enough. The person that first introduced me to what we call sexual assault is to be my brother, my cousin brother. He let his friend abuse me. He raped my best friend right in front of me. This person was supposed to be my protector, but he failed. So who do we now trust? Who do you say to your kids, trust your uncle, trust my grandfather? There's no one. Because now even parents are selling their kids. Who are we supposed to even trust besides God? Like, this whole thing is crazy.
It's just crazy.
Now we're supposed to be scared to take our kids to school. We're supposed to be scared to take our kids to church. We're even supposed to be scared for us like single mothers. Every day gives you a chance to be scared to introduce your child to your partner.
Some of them, even their father. Do you remember there's a story here that we once covered? Where father was busy for years with his daughter.
That's what I'm saying. For me, I just feel like it's honestly a generational thing. And well, talking from experience, for me, I know it comes from it's rooted in that family. But like I said, when it happens to you, or if it happened to you as a parent, there are chances that it's going to happen to your kids, and we can never prepare ourselves enough. It is the most painful thing ever. And even as I came across your live now, I've been scrolling and you can't ignore it. I think it was just today when I just decided to repost. And I'm telling you, Madam Speaker, I reposted without even watching the full podcast. I don't even need to watch the whole thing because it's just going to mess my mental state up right now. It is painful. And I know that the mom will never recover, the mother will never heal from this. And the most painful thing is that girl at the age of 7, even at my age, she's going to remember every single detail. She's going to remember the smell of that man.
Sure.
30 years, 40 years down the line, she's going to remember every single thing that happened to her.
Sure.
How long is enough to heal us? What is it going to take to heal her? Nothing. She's gonna grow up broken. At the age of 7, her whole life is changed. She's never going to be the same. She will never know what she was gonna be or who she was going to be before this whole thing, because this right here,
it changes everything.
It's changed everything.
Yeah.
I always say that I wish I could get a glimpse of what I wanted to be and who I wanted to be before all these ordeals happened and took place in my life. I wish I knew that. I wish God can give me a chance, back to memory lane and say,
this
that
is what
little
you
girl
yeah.
wanted to be this. She's never going to experience that, but she's going to come up, be like me and be like, I wish I knew how it would have been. I wish I knew how it would have turned out if this did not okay.
Yeah.
Friendships are never going to be the same. Relationships are never going to be the same. Her spirituality is never going to be the same. Her mental situation, mental health, mental state is never going to be the same. How she dresses is never going to be the same. How she talks to men, how she sees men, it's never going to be the same. So here's an innocent 7-year-old girl whose life has just been doomed.
Sure, sis.
She's going to live. She is who has happened to her now, and that is the reality. She's never now going to just be CweCwe, She's now CweCwe who. I'm done, Madam Speaker. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you so much for sharing with us. Yeah, no.
Thank you. I'll go down. I just wanted to.
No, we appreciate you sharing, I really, really appreciate this. It's just that, it's...
Yeah.
You know what? I don't even know what to say, but this is definitely not...
You can never know what to say, my dear.
This is one of those
heavy
things... This is just one of those things that we wish we never have to sit and talk about. But unfortunately, because of what is happening in our around us, we have no choice but to sit and have this type of conversations. These are not the most pleasant conversations to have.
No.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you so much.
Because how does a normal person sit and last over a 7-year-old?
I'm telling you.
Like, how sick are you in your head? How sick are you in your head to sexualize a 7-year-old? Only God knows what she's done to her kids if he has kids. Only God knows how many kids he's already had in that school.
Sure.
And I pray to God, may the good Lord reveal what happened in the dark and save more kids. Because there's no way that this pervert only assaulted CweCwe. There's thousands and thousands and hundreds of other innocent kids.
Yeah.
And Madam Speaker, the crazy thing is that there might have been someone right now who's serving a sentence somewhere wrongly accused because of one person that was not charged or... God, no, this is crazy. This whole thing is deeper than what we think it is. There's just so much behind it,
Yeah. It's a lot.
Thank you so much, my dear.
Thank you so much, Sissy. Yo, yeah, no, I can see the requests are still coming in, guys, but because tomorrow is a working day, we have to wrap up. So I'm just gonna give an opportunity for the people who are still here who have not spoken to just speak to us. Wealth, Omi race.
Age with CweCwe.
Oh.
I think it was around age with CweCwe.
Oh.
I think it was around 7, 8, 9.
Sorry, Sissy, I'm only hearing you now. I didn't get anything else that you said.
Oh, okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay, I'm saying that my heart is so heavy. I've been crying for almost like 2 days now.
Same.
You know, this CweCwe story, I feel like it's me, you know, because the moment I even saw that guy's picture, he looks exactly like the guy.
You've just muted yourself, sis.
I did this. Can you hear me?
Yes, you had muted yourself.
Yes, it looked like he looks like the guy because the guy was white and, you know, the whole thing that it just triggered me, you know. So I was around the age of 7, 8, 9 when it happened, but I don't remember exactly what age I was, like, because most of the things I don't remember, you know. So we used to stay in the village. I used to stay with my great-grandmother and my aunt. And my mom used to work in Joburg. So usually, you know, holidays, we visit my mom in Joburg. Yeah. So there was a guy that was staying next to a room. My mom was staying in the next room and the guy stayed in the other room. So when we came, like holidays, we'll just visit and we'll be there. But my mom didn't have like a television, so the guy had. So usually me and my siblings will just go and, you know, relosheba TV ko yena. So that particular night, I don't know what happened. Then I was left alone, you know.
Sure.
Like I was so young, I don't even remember what happened. I didn't know what was going on, you know. So yeah, it happened. You know, at some point I don't know if, you know, my mind blocked it because I didn't remember anything until it happened again when I was like around the age of 15, 16. You know?
Sure.
And the second one, it was like a family member, a person that was supposed to be like, you know. Yeah. So now, like, if I talk about it, if I talk about my childhood, I don't remember anything. It's just like,
yeah,
you know, it's
sure.
Like, there's nothing that I can say that, okay, this is who I was. I don't remember playing with toys. I don't remember being like a child, you know? Yeah. And I thought, like, this whole thing, it's just, okay, I'm okay, I moved on, but this CweCwe story took me, like, back to, you know, because I've never dealt with it. I've never even spoke about it, you know?
Sure.
So, yeah, like, it's...
And stories like this, definitely they're a trigger, you know, because they always take you back to something you never dealt with. Yeah.
It's, I don't know, like, it's been 2 days, I can't do anything, you know? And I'm away from my family, I'm in Israel, like...
Sure, sis. Sure. I'm so sorry, my sister. Do you have, like, friends around there?
I've got my younger sister with me.
Yeah.
But it's not easy, you know?
Yeah. can imagine.
Even counseling, to get counseling here, people speak Hebrew. How can, you know, like, it's another different thing in, you know, like, it's crazy.
Yeah. Would you be keen on maybe counseling your online? Maybe if we get someone who is here in South Africa, where you can maybe set up your Google, what do you call this? Meetings, where you can have something
Zoom.
like, yeah, either Zoom
Yeah,
or,
really.
okay. No, I have someone on
If
my,
you can suggest maybe a very good, you know, I can do that. I don't mind, like, paying. It's not a problem, you know.
okay.
Just, I think because I've never even spoke about it at all.
Yeah.
So I don't even know where to start and how to start, you know.
Yeah. Please just leave your number for me in the DMs, then I will get one of my people to arrange for you, ne? Maybe that could be a start. Let's see if that works. If that doesn't work, I mean, we can always try other options.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, sis. I wish you were home, so that we could
I
give
wish
you
I
a
was home
hug.
because I would just leave. You know, when you oversee, you don't even have time to deal with your own issues because you have to work, you know.
And you can't really, control these type of things that are going to be happening on the internet, because they don't decide when to happen. These things just happen at any time. So it could trigger you when you are least expecting it to.
Also, community, Madam Speaker, if she can find a community to belong to, because even that helps sometimes.
Yeah.
So maybe if you can maybe suggest to raise, maybe to also go to the foundation just for the community, whereby she can find like-minded people to talk to sometimes.
Okay.
Because sometimes it's not so much the counseling, but it is you reaching within yourself. Because into le ifana nethumba, it's like you're having a black hole inside of yourself. So in order for you to deal with that black hole, to fill it up so that it can close, it means that you need to climb out of yourself. So it's gonna take years and years of self-work. So when you have a community around you that will help you, for you not to get locked into yourself, because unfortunately with trauma, what we tend to do is get locked inside our own selves. So if Madam Speaker can just tell you how to get to a foundation, somewhere, somehow, I believe that will even help.
Yeah. I think that also could, the way my brain is just jammed, ne? I actually never even thought about that. Thank you so much, Sis Eleanor, for that. We have a WhatsApp, a community WhatsApp group called Madam Speaker Foundation, where we have people who are just, going in there and sharing their stories. And there's always somebody who's online who's going to listen to you, who's going to laugh with you, who's going to share stuff with you. So if you check my bio, there's a number there. There's a 081 number. If you say hi to it on WhatsApp, there's an automated message which pops up. There's a link to a WhatsApp group at the bottom of that pop-up message. If you click on it, it's going to take you to the group, and then you will be welcomed by a community of ladies like Bo Eleanor in the group. And bit by bit, when you are also, sometimes it's not even about you sharing your own story. It's just you listening to other people share their stories and how they overcame. Sometimes, I think for those who were watching the episode here last week Sunday that we did with Musa, where we got to a point where she was even laughing about her previous situations. So I think maybe just having people who are sharing and laughing about their situations, some still crying about it, it's actually going to give you a piece of something. It's not going to be giving you everything that you need, but at least it will be something. Sissy? Sis?
Now, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Yes, I will do that. I
Okay.
will go to your, I'll check the number now,
Yeah.
then I'll send you my number as well.
Okay. All right.
I think,
Yeah. You know,
thank you.
you're most welcome, Sissy. I've got this belief that in as much as we've got a whole lot of traumas that we have bottled up and it's piled up somewhere, it's deep, every time when the time is right, you get to have to deal with that trauma. When it triggers you to a point where now it is here and you can't avoid it anymore, it's now time for you to deal with it. And I believe that with all these things that sometimes you forget, your brain just locks them up that you don't remember anything. It's because you cannot handle whatever it is that you had to lock away. But the minute when all of these things now start coming back to life, it means that now you are ready. You have the muscle to be able to handle or to deal with whatever that you've been through. And if this is that time for you, then you should be able to, take it one day at a time and just be okay with the fact that this is now the time for me to deal with whatever it is that has happened to me in the past. I'm hoping that we're gonna be in touch and we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, I will, cause I think I've kept so much, like,
Yeah.
for so many years.
Yeah.
And it has affected me I have anger issues.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to see, like, man next to me.
Yeah.
Like,
I can imagine.
it's just too much. I think it's that time where I just need to let everything out and, just go through the healing process now.
Yeah. Okay, Sissy, we will see each other on the flip side. I'm so sorry for everything that you've been through, but yeah, let's see how we can try, one day at a time to overcome. Sly, we are almost at the end of the live. Sly, my darling,
Mrs. P,
how are you doing?
my family. You know what? What hurts me the most is the fact that 4 out of 5 women have this experience. And it's like we've kept it as part of our identity. Like, you don't have a story without it being part of your story. And in most of our cases, it's done by people who we're supposed to trust. We're supposed to be safe around, but you are not.
Yeah.
And I was so overwhelmed today when I was watching a video. Somebody made all the videos of Justice for CweCwe post. And yes, they were saying justice for CweCwe, but all I could see was justice for me. Like, it's like each and every person was saying justice for me. And then even though this has CweCwe's name written all over it, I feel like as a nation, we are saying, where is my justice? And people are finding that voice in this. People are able to say, I deserved to be heard and I wasn't heard. Therefore, CweCwe should be heard.
Yeah.
And in as much as she's 7 years old, she became the voice for all of us who...
Yeah.
I, for one, perseverance, I'm considered a very strong person. People come to me when they have problems. I'm considered a shoulder to cry on, but it's an unhealthy wall.
Yeah.
Because it is built through pain. It is built through having to deal with things by myself, and therefore I don't expect help from anyone else. And I'm talking emotional things. I had to deal with them alone. I had to just have to be okay with them. And I thought I was okay until I'm in a serious relationship now, and I found myself freezing. I get cold. And he had to ask me, what is happening? Why do you get cold? You get cold to an extent that I can feel you pushing me away. And it was time for me to actually say, you know what, Lila, you've experienced this 3 times and you never spoken about it. And now you are at a place where you feel safe, but you are unable to enjoy the safety because you've never dealt with the trauma that you experienced. So in as much as we believe that she's going to grow up, but it's going to change her forever. For me, it built a wall around me. that I'm considered to be a very strong person. I'm considered to be well spoken. I'm considered to just be the person who you can just call anytime you need help. But that was built because it was a coping mechanism for me. For me to actually be like, you know what, this happened to me, but it doesn't define me. But I'm forgetting the fact that it is actually defining me. And you find yourself trying to please everybody else because it makes so much, like, it takes so much from you.
Yeah.
That you feel like you don't have anything else to give anymore.
Yeah.
And you find yourself being a people's pleaser. You find yourself trying to be enough in other things. Because you feel like what am I bringing except pain and all these traumas that I have? And I think it's one thing that if we are honest as a nation, like, we are going through this, most of us. Most of us were put in this circumstance, and most of us do have, like, we don't have spaces where we can actually speak about it.
Yeah.
And that is the most painful thing, because instead of us saying, I'm a victim, we look at it as being shame. Like, we feel shameful about it, and we feel
as
like
if you did it to yourself, or you brought it upon yourself.
To an extent of being, some people are even put in a place where they are told you deserved it because of how you acted. Some people will tell you, what were you doing at that place? Like, you end up questioning who's wrong. Was I the wrong person for being the victim in this situation where you are being put in a place where you are told that you are not, you shouldn't have acted that way. You shouldn't have dressed that way. You shouldn't have been at a place like that. But right now, we have a child who was wearing a school uniform, a child who was at a place where she's supposed to be safe, a child where she was at a place where she was supposed to grow and have a mind full with dreams, but her dreams are taken away from her. Her virginity is taken away from her to someone who she has no idea. And the most painful thing is, even though she might not remember the moment itself, like Sis Eleanor said, you're going to have the hole in you that says, something happened to me and I don't know what it is, but it's taken so much from me. And that is the most painful thing. I don't want to say it's easier. It's one thing to say, I know what happened, I'll just deal with it. But being a child who's going to have to wonder what happened, because I can feel that something is missing, but I don't know what it is. And I really can't imagine the pain that she's going to have to go through. I can't imagine the pain that her mother would have to experience each time you look at your child and you understand that, because her mother says she was also a victim and now she sees it in her child. And that is just something that is breaking her as well. So we are a very broken nation, and we are broken by people who are supposed to actually keep us safe and protect us. And we find ourselves being this defensive women that we are not even supposed to be. So you ask us to be more feminine, but what happened to our feminine side is taken away from us. How are we going to have it if it's stolen from us? So
Oh, sis. Yo, I hear you. Thank you so much, Sissy, for sharing with us. This is the most heartbreaking thing on the internet right now, today, forever. Sis Eleanor, do you want to wrap it up for us?
Hey, Madam Speaker.
Hello, my darling.
Yeah, the CweCwe story seriously has touched us all in ways that we can't even put into words. Because Historical CweCwe has exposed the traumas of the entire country. Absolutely. You know, because when I heard Historical CweCwe, it took me back to a story of my beloved, whereby my beloved was molested at the age of 5, and her family decided
like her mother's mother-in-law, meaning her grandmother, told her mother, you cannot go open a case because it means you will be opening a case against your brother-in-law. Is that what you want, to ruin this family? So her molestation was then put as a secret and shelved as a secret that everyone, the entire family, has to take to the grave. However, we are finding ourselves in a situation whereby now the beloved is now 30-something years old. And she's coming to people she trusts, like me for one, you know, whereby now she wants answers. She's asking and she's not even coming clear because she is not sure that. But then the soul never retains memory. The soul never forgets.
Yeah.
She asked you and you look her straight in the eye and you lie to her.
Yeah.
Because for me, in my books, omission is a lie. Because the answers she's looking for, I cannot give her.
Yeah.
Because I will be blowing her family into pieces. You understand? Because I don't know how she's going to take it because there's so much layers, 30-something years later after the incident. And I look at her family and I'm asking myself, you guys, do you really sit wherever you're sitting? Do you really believe yourselves that this one doesn't remember what happened to her? And are you really going to say you're blind to the fact that now she's said she, for reasons why she's having this whirlwind inside of her? Whereby now she even wants to go for some consultations because she believes something is wrong and something is dark. And we can't even tell her, no, actually what you're looking for is very easy. You actually got hurt when you were a baby. You understand? And we can't even blame the mother because her friends, the mother's friends, were like, uthenge umshado wawuthenga ngomntwana. Well, and that was not it. That was not why the woman kept quiet and decided to hit her mother-in-law's call when she said, let's keep this in the family. I don't know what the mother's reasons were, but it was not lack of love. That woman was the most loving mother. I actually wished she was my mother. Till to this day, I'm so jealous of her kids because they had the best mother. Why she kept quiet, I have no idea. But then now we are coming back to the topic that we are holding today, whereby we are all scarred. Remember, whereby I myself was raped and the family decided we have to hide this. And that is how African families deal with that. Whereby right now when I'm listening to all the hurt, these deep emotions that all those who came forward were displaying, their deep emotions. Now I can actually for the very first time see what it is that these mothers and these guardians were dealing with. Because when I am sitting here and I am listening to the previous speaker, when I'm listening to Sly, to Matepo, to Sagui, and I'm thinking, as a mother, Benyiguphi, how did I not see it? Sometimes umntwana ulimala ukhona ngasendlini, an animal decides to defile your child in your presence.
Yeah.
Imagine how much you're going to break.
Sure.
Just a few weeks ago, It's not even a month. It's right now. The story is breaking with same time with CweCwe's story. Because when I noticed CweCwe's story, I think it was about a week or 2 weeks back. There was another story of a dad, and I think it was told by a mother on TikTok as well, that a dad was inside a car with her child and is busy asking the child, they are live on whatever it is the father has decided to go live on because he's busy bragging about his cute daughter. And he is asking, how was your day, baby? What were you doing today? What did you learn today? And the baby said, Daddy, today, Uncle so-and-so had me. Immediately, the father kept quiet, turned off whatever he was live on. What people did not see because the live was off, he turned back and went back to his home. Meaning the paternal daughter's grandmother's house. When he got there, he deleted his own brother. He just decided to get there and say, hey, my brother, how was your day today, you and my child? And this one was like, oh, no, today, really sharp. And without warning, he deleted the brother. Then called the wife and said, call our lawyer because I'm going to need it. Somebody just had our child and that person is now dead.
Hey, company man.
You understand? So that's the trauma as parents we are having to deal with the guilt, the shame. That's if that is so much on the parents, what more for the victim? What more for the victim? Because now you're having to look at Madam Speaker, we're going to say, but you chose a man. You're still in your marriage. Why? Because the man is rich, so you can't leave your house simply because. Whereas most of the time, that's not even it. Unfortunately, that's what people see. They will say, no, you let that one get great because it's not your child. Simply because that one does not have parents, that's why you were careless with her. And you as a guardian, you break, you don't even know what defense you have because you did not send no animal after your child. So as a nation, we need healing, Madam Speaker. We need healing because even people are not sensitive to the subject. So much so, I remember when once I had someone who was dating who said to me, I am not crazy, like, na ke gafe nka se tsohile ka jola ngwanyana o e leng gore ke la grape-iwa. She's damaged, most. And that time I was raped. And he's my boyfriend. I looked at him and I was like, I was raped. You should have been there to see. That room, immediately the oxygen just left. He went white, pale white on the face. Because right then he was feeling so stupefied because he did not know what to say then. Because he can't take back the statement. What's he supposed to say? I was you understand? So as a nation, we need healing, Madam Speaker. As a nation, we need healing. And CweCwe is going to need so much healing. And going back to CweCwe and the example that I just gave about people not knowing how to react to such stuffs, we are going back to the school, that school that child is in. I saw one of the comments, I think it's the one that's here on TikTok, the TikTok video that advertises the petition that says we must sign a petition. Right there, it says that that particular teacher, that school knows that that person is a predator. Because the lady says when she was in high school, in grade 9, meaning that person has now grown. He says that when he was in grade 9, that teacher was on a field trip with the primary kids. And the kids from that trip were recalled because they started calling their parents saying this teacher is catching them. And that trip was recalled. And that matter was kept hush-hush.
Yeah.
Now, many years later, it's 10 years plus maybe now, the very same man in the very same school has now been given opportunity to defy CweCwe.
And who knows how many more in the same school.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So as a country, we have a whole lot of work to do.
Yeah.
A whole lot of work. And in times we saw Madam Speaker, is that in the 90s, it looked like we are winning this battle.
Yeah.
But look where we are today. I don't understand how we got here, because in the 90s, legit, we were winning this battle.
Yeah.
So how did we come to be here?
Sure.
So,
somebody-
Mama Eleanor, can
Yes.
I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry to disturb you, Ne, but before you finish up closing, I just want to say the nephew that you are talking about, I so wish, Ne, you can be able to sit down with her and someone can be able to explain to her what happened to her. Because I think I also needed closure. That's why I needed answers from my mom. And she was so defensive, thinking that maybe I'm
You're
thinking that
blaming
she
her.
was a bad mom.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm blaming her because this happened and she couldn't protect me. That's why she kept saying to me, I have tried my best, but she was feeling guilty inside. So I so wish someone can be able to speak with your nephew and tell her what happened, even if they don't have the full information, because that thing is going to haunt her forever, because she's going to want answers. You said to us she wants to go to Sangomas. She wants to find something that she can hold. She wants to find something to say, I'm like this because of this.
Yeah.
But now it's like the family is failing her for not telling her or giving her some information to say to her, you know what, this happened. Maybe she will be able to feel better, even if she's not going to get full closure. But she will be able to say, okay, this happened to me. That's why I'm feeling like this. Because most of the times, what I've realized, people who have been through this, we face rejection. And then the more you face rejection, the more you are asking yourself, why am I facing rejection? You're going to want answers. And sometimes you're going to get answers at the wrong place, whereby someone who was supposed to give you the correct answers, they couldn't give you because they were scared of maybe hurting you more or scared of giving you the information. So I so wish Mama Eleanor, someone can be able to sit with her and tell her, you know what, this what happened.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much, my love.
Yes, madam. You are so correct.
The comment that you mentioned, this man was at a different school.
Yeah.
And he moved to the school that he is in now.
Yeah.
So which means now this perpetrator was protected and moved to a new place.
Now he's still being
So
protected
we
even
also
now.
have a problem of exactly. So we have a problem of our perpetrators being protected. Some are protected by their wives, some are protected by their families. So we need to talk about the people who are actually protecting these people who are hurting our nation as well. And that is another pandemic that we are having.
Yeah.
So in this issue, we need to talk to AfriForum, because according to the rules of the court, in peculiar instances like this, I agree he is using his human rights to say no. He has the right to say no with his DNA. But the Constitution is the highest law of the land, and they can subpoena him. The court can force him to give us DNA. All this ONC magogos and mahalabes saying they are youth leaders, they are women leaders. Why are they quiet?
Yeah.
Because we just need a sample. And if we are all wrong here, on this panel, on the petitions, we will change the story. I love South Africa. We will all apologize if we are wrong. Why is he refusing? Why did the driver give the sample? Why did the security give the sample? Why is he refusing? Because now we are dilly-dallying around this issue, and it's a very simple thing.
Yeah.
Why is he not being subpoenaed? You see that guy in Polokwane, the one who was accused of statutory, well, he still stands for that statutory thing for the 13-year-old child. They did not play with him to say, we think, we feel. Court order out, DNA done, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
So right now, I don't understand, Madam Speaker. Maybe I'm too young, I'm still growing. Why are we walking on eggshells?
I don't even
because
understand.
I told myself, I've been seeing this, I'm like, oh, okay, let me wait for tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow morning, 7.
We'll hear that. Yes.
Blah, 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 blah.
ENCA is quiet.
Because this is, why? Are we a joke to that level as a nation?
We are.
You know, it's not even about being a joke or anything. It's that thing that I say, as a nation, we have a whole lot of work. Because when it's in families, we are protecting the family name and the family dignity. That's the excuse you'll be given when it's in a family setting. In this case, the school is protecting their, what do we call it? What do you call these schools that you love, that are all Lani and all up there?
Multiracial, what?
Yeah, they're protecting that. So they were actually hoping that their mother will go away by shaming their mother and throwing out their child. They thought they are getting rid of this thing that will taint the school name, because it still has to remain up there, and that is more important than saving Lomtwana. Same way as in the families, the shame that they will have to face, they would rather bakipe isibongo sabo and have people thinking ukuthi they are this well-to-do, they are the Smiths of Soweto or whatever. They're not gonna let go of that. So umntwana, that is what's going to be sacrificed for that reason.
Yeah,
it's business. And leyo nto ayilimazi only umntwana. Believe you me, uthi ilimaza nabo self, but then why do you do it still?
Yeah.
And into
And I hear a lot of
you
people
know, molestation and grape, it's a spirit, guys. That's in closing, that's what I want to say to everyone, that grape, it's a spirit. That is something that we all need to be delivered from. You understand? Hence, you're gonna find other people who are going to, you will never find a great victim or normal. Much as Bazote, I'm a survivor. She takes what she did not take what, but they are. You can't find a great survivor who is normal. It's either that person is promiscuous, or that person is violent, or that person was in a funny way. It's either the person is refusing to show how pretty they are. Most of the time when you find them, they are dirty, they are all this, they are all that, because they are thinking when they are looking shabby, ain't nobody gonna look at them and hate them. They've got themselves convinced of that. Something is forever amiss with someone who has been great. And some of them go on to even have multiple great aces after that one. To such an extent, abanye, they even end up buying false grape accusations, not because they are evil, but because they truly believe that they were raped by that person who actually did not do them no wrong. Unfortunately, they got triggered while they were having an intimate moment with that particular person. So rape is a nasty spirit. I don't even know how to say it in a way that people will understand. But then, until then, I think we just need to pressing on and just keep on supporting all the survivors that are coming forward.
Thank you so much, Sissy. I really, really appreciate your input. Sly, did you want to say something before we close?
Yeah, I just wanted to say it's not only a child problem, it's a black child's problem. And because I truly believe that had it been a child of a different race, that situation would have turned out differently.
Yeah.
So this is a black child who's been has been victimized in a way that nobody could ever imagine.
Yeah.
So let's protect our children and let's pray for our kids. Let's tell anybody who's around our kids that you will not win with my child.
Yeah.
Let's make it known to men around us that they cannot get away with anything that has to do with our kids being victimized. Like, let's make it known that you will not even protect anybody who does anything to your child or any child around you.
Yeah.
For as long as men get to know that they are not safe around you, not that you feel like you're not safe around men, men should know that they can never be safe to be protected by you. Then we will have none of these cases.
Yeah.
If men start to be afraid of us, because I feel like now some of these perpetrators feel like they can just take advantage of us and have us being kind enough to protect them.
Yeah.
They need to know that not around me.
Yeah.
Around me, you shall not victimize anybody. Around me, you shall not be protected.
Yeah.
Around me, I'm taking you myself to the hospital, to the police station. So let's not just sign petitions. Let's let everybody else know around us that you cannot do these things with me around. For as long as I'm around, you cannot get away with anything of such.
Yeah. Thank you so much, my darling. I think what you just
Madam
said.
Speaker, before you close, another thing that I forgot to say, please, it's a short thing, that let's normalize ladies and gentlemen, fathers and mothers, aunties, uncles, let's normalize speaking to our children. Because CweCwe's mother did not notice immediately that the child is hurt, because we are living lives. Let's say, look, busy, Madam Speaker. We have to look for the financial aid to keep our households running. You're a mother, you're a business owner, you are also an employee somewhere, you are also a community, you are wearing so many hats as one person. So what I could literally see CweCwe's mother's pain when she was explaining that she actually found out the child is hurt few days in.
Yeah.
And not because she's careless. No, because she has automated a house in such a way that it runs to accommodate her lifestyle.
Yeah.
So I understand that. You understand? So kids, we overlook things and kids end up being hurt. And it's not only, and to that we also need to look at the boy child. It's not only about the girl child. Boy kids enjoy the most horrific traumas because nobody talks about the molestation of boys.
Yeah.
So
Thank
that's
you
all
so
I
much, my
wanted to
sister.
say in closing, that please, let's just be vigilant and let's always talk. Every day, maybe let's normalize having these little people tell us everything that they have been through.
Yeah.
They must just tell us their day from when they left your side until they came back, which friends they gained, and all of those things.
Thank you so much, my
Thank you,
sister, for
Madam
highlighting
Speaker.
that. Thank you so much. I think that also is very, very important, because sometimes we don't really, yeah, I think now we're in an age where we actually do speak to our kids, like compared to our parents. But I think we can do more. We can always, improve, especially because we are busy parents and everything. But thank you so much for joining in, and all the people who have been here on the panel and those who have already left, those who have been requesting but could not join in, because I could see that if I allow more people to come in, then we're not going to end this live, and tomorrow we still have other things to do. I apologize. But thank you so much for those who joined in, for those who shared their stories. Let's continue to rally behind not only CweCwe, but all the children who have been violated out there, and also protect our children so that we don't have more violations coming in the future, So let's pray, let's do whatever it takes to make sure that our kids are safe, and also Lord ourselves who are safe, because we are also, in a position where we can be violated. I have to love you and leave you guys. It's been a long life. I love you. I will see you on the flip side. God bless you. Good night.